The Liberty $1 of the United States, especially when discussed alongside the powerful historical reference of 1776 and the modern minting era, such as 1972, represents far more than just a coin. It symbolizes freedom, independence, and the enduring spirit of America. When people hear the date 1776, they immediately think of the birth of the United States, the Declaration of Independence, and the moment when the colonies decided to stand on their own, free from British rule. Although the Liberty $1 coin of 1972 was not minted in 1776, its design, symbolism, and national meaning are deeply rooted in the ideals that began in that historic year. This is why collectors, historians, and coin enthusiasts often connect Liberty-themed coins with 1776, even when the minting date is much later. The Liberty image has always stood for hope, strength, and the promise of a nation built on democratic values. And the 1972 Liberty $1 continues that tradition in a modern form. The year 1972 was an interesting time in American history, as the country was navigating social change, economic challenges, and a renewed interest in national identity. Coins minted during this period reflect both tradition and transition. The Liberty $1 issued around this era carries forward classical design elements that remind Americans of their founding principles, while being produced with modern minting techniques. The imagery of liberty, whether shown as a figure, a profile, or represented through symbolic elements like stars, eagles, or inscriptions, connects the present to the past. When collectors hold a 1972 Liberty $1 in their hands, they are not just holding metal. They are holding a piece of American storytelling that began in 1776 and continues through every generation. Liberty has been a central theme in U.S. coinage since the earliest days of the nation. After independence, the young United States wanted its money to reflect its values rather than those of a monarchy. That is why Liberty replaced kings and queens on American coins. From the earliest flowing hair and draped bust designs to later interpretations, Liberty evolved with the nation. By the time we reached the 1972 era, Liberty had become a familiar and respected symbol, instantly recognizable to Americans and admired around the world. The Liberty $1 stands as a continuation of this long artistic and ideological journey, reminding people that freedom is not a one-time achievement, but an ongoing responsibility. The metal composition and minting process of Liberty $1 coins from a modern era also tell an important story. By 1972, the United States had already moved away from circulating silver dollars for everyday use, focusing instead on more practical alloys for regular circulation and reserving precious metals for special issues or collector coins. This change reflected economic realities and the rising value of silver. However, even without high silver content, the Liberty $1 retained its value as a collectible and a symbol. Many people save these coins not for spending, but for remembrance, gifting, and collecting, especially when Liberty designs evoke the nation's founding spirit of 1776. Collectors today are especially interested in Liberty $1 coins from the early 1970s because they represent a bridge between classic and modern American coinage. These coins are old enough to carry historical charm, but modern enough to be accessible. The condition of the coin plays a major role in its value. Uncirculated examples, proof versions, and coins with strong strikes and clean surfaces are highly desirable. Any Liberty $1 from 1972 that has been preserved carefully can attract attention in the collector market, especially when paired with patriotic themes or special packaging referencing America's independence. Error coins from this period are another reason why Liberty $1 coins have gained popularity. Minting errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet flaws can significantly increase a coin's value. Collectors enjoy searching through old coins hoping to find a rare mistake that turns an ordinary-looking dollar into a valuable treasure. When such errors appear on Liberty-themed coins, they often become even more appealing because they combine rarity with symbolism. A flawed coin, in a way, tells a more human story of the minting process and adds character to the piece. The connection between Liberty coins and the year 1776 is also reinforced by America's bicentennial celebrations in the 1970s. Although the official bicentennial coinage was issued in 1975 and 1976, public interest in American history was already growing earlier in the decade. Coins minted in 1972 were part of a cultural buildup towards celebrating 200 years of independence. Many Americans during this time began collecting coins, flags, stamps, and memorabilia related to the founding of a nation. The Liberty $1 fit perfectly into this movement, as it visually and emotionally connected people to the ideals born in 1776. From an investment perspective, Liberty $1 coins are often seen as long-term collectibles rather than quick profit items. Their value grows steadily as interest in historical coinage increases, and as fewer high-quality examples remain available. While a typical circulated 1972 Liberty $1 may not be extremely expensive, well-preserved pieces, proof versions, or coins with unique features can command higher prices. Collectors who understand the history behind the coin, especially its symbolic link to American independence, often value it more than its face value or metal content. Beyond money and collecting, the Liberty $1 serves as an educational tool. It encourages people to learn about American history, the meaning of liberty, and how national values are expressed through art and currency. Teachers, parents, and history enthusiasts often use coins like this to spark conversations about the founding of the United States, the importance of freedom, and the responsibilities that come with it. Holding a Liberty coin while discussing 1776 creates a tangible connection between the past and the present, making history feel real and personal. In today's world, where digital payments are becoming more common and physical money is used less frequently, coins like the Liberty $1 gain even more significance. They remind us of a time when currency was not just functional, but also deeply symbolic. The designs were carefully chosen to represent national pride, shared values, and collective memory. The Liberty $1 from 1972 stands as a quiet yet powerful reminder that the principles established in 1776 still matter and continue to shape American identity. As we look toward the future, the legacy of the Liberty $1 will likely continue to grow. New generations of collectors are discovering the joy of numismatics and the stories hidden in old coins. With its strong connection to freedom, independence, and national history, the Liberty $1 remains a favorite among those who appreciate more than just monetary value. It represents the idea that liberty is timeless, that the spirit of 1776 lives on, and that even a simple coin can carry the weight of a nation's ideals. In conclusion, the Liberty $1 of the United States, especially when viewed through the lens of 1972 and the foundational year of 1776, is far more than a piece of currency. It is a symbol of independence, a product of historical evolution, and a treasure. The Liberty $1 coin of the United States, dated 1972, represents a fascinating moment in American monetary history, blending tradition, symbolism, and economic transition. When people hear Liberty Dollar, they often imagine early silver dollars from the 1800s, but the 1972 $1 coin tells a very different story. This coin was produced during a time when America was redefining its currency system, moving away from precious metals and adjusting to a modern economic reality. The year 1972 sits in the heart of this transformation, making the Liberty $1 not just a piece of money, but a reflection of national identity, policy changes, and cultural values of the era. In 1972, the United States was still feeling the effects of major economic shifts that began in the 1960s. Rising inflation, the cost of the Vietnam War, and growing global trade pressures forced the U.S. government to rethink how its currency was produced. Silver had already been removed from circulating dimes and quarters in 1965, and by the early 1970s, even the $1 coin was no longer made of precious metal. The Liberty $1 of 1972 was struck using a copper-nickel-clad composition, signaling the final acceptance that everyday coins would no longer be tied to intrinsic metal value, but instead to trust in the government itself. The design of the Liberty $1 reflects America's deep respect for its founding ideals. Liberty, as a concept, has always been central to U.S. coinage, appearing in different forms since the late 18th century. By 1972, Liberty was no longer portrayed as a classical goddess in flowing robes, but rather as a strong symbolic presence connected to the nation's democratic principles. The imagery chosen for U.S. dollar coins during this period was meant to inspire unity, confidence, and pride at a time when the country was facing social change and political uncertainty. On the obverse side of the 1972 Liberty $1, the design emphasizes authority and national identity. The inscription Liberty stands boldly, reminding every American that freedom remains the foundation of the nation. The date 1972 marks the coin's place in history, linking it to a year filled with significant events, including ongoing Cold War tensions, the space race, and domestic movements for civil rights and equality. Each coin minted that year quietly carried these historical undercurrents into everyday transactions across the country. The reverse side of the Liberty $1 further reinforces national symbolism. Traditional American imagery, such as the eagle, stars, or references to unity and strength, connect the coin to centuries of U.S. heritage. The phrase United States of America serves as a declaration of sovereignty, while $1 confirms its role in daily commerce. Although the design may appear simple at first glance, it carries layers of meaning that reflect America's confidence and resilience during a challenging decade. Minting of the 1972 Liberty $1 took place in multiple U.S. mint facilities, including Philadelphia and Denver, and possibly San Francisco for special strikes. Each mint mark adds another layer of interest for collectors. Coins without a mint mark were typically struck in Philadelphia, while a D indicates Denver. These small details matter greatly in the numismatic world, as condition, mint location, and strike quality can significantly influence a coin's desirability and value. The public reaction to $1 coins during the early 1970s was mixed. While the government hoped to encourage the use of dollar coins to reduce printing costs associated with paper currency, many Americans still preferred the familiar $1 bill. As a result, large numbers of Liberty $1 coins entered storage rather than circulation. This lack of widespread use ironically helped preserve many examples in relatively good condition, which is why collectors today can still find 1972 Liberty $1 coins with strong details and minimal wear. From a collector perspective, the 1972 Liberty $1 is especially interesting because it bridges two worlds. On one hand, it belongs to the modern era of clad coinage, often overlooked by casual collectors. On the other hand, it carries a powerful liberty theme that has defined American coinage for generations. For beginners, this coin offers an affordable entry point into U.S. dollar collecting, while for experienced numismatists, high-grade or error examples can be surprisingly valuable. Condition plays a critical role in determining the value of a 1972 Liberty $1. Coins found in circulated condition usually carry modest value, often close to face value. However, uncirculated coins, especially those with strong luster and sharp details, can command higher prices. Coins graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services are particularly sought after, as they represent examples that have survived decades with minimal imperfections. Error coins from 1972 add another layer of excitement. Misaligned strikes, double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet errors can significantly increase a coin's value. These errors occurred during the high-speed minting process, when millions of coins were being produced to meet national demand. Each error tells a unique story of how something unexpected happened during production, turning an ordinary dollar into a rare collectible. The historical context of 1972 also enhances the appeal of this Liberty $1. This was a time when America was questioning its future while holding firmly to its ideals. The space program was still inspiring the world. Technological innovation was accelerating, and cultural norms were rapidly changing. Holding a 1972 Liberty $1 today feels like holding a snapshot of that era, a small but powerful reminder of where the nation stood at that moment in time. Internationally, the U.S. dollar remained a dominant force in global trade during the early 1970s, even after the collapse of the Bretton Woods system. Although the Liberty $1 coin itself did not circulate widely outside the United States, it symbolized the strength and stability of the American economy. For collectors around the world, U.S. dollar coins from this period represent trust, influence, and historical importance. Over time, interest in modern U.S. coins has grown, and the 1972 Liberty $1 has benefited from this renewed attention. As collectors begin to appreciate not just rarity, but historical storytelling, coins like this gain new significance. They may not be made of silver or gold, but their value lies in what they represent: a nation adapting to change while honoring its core principles. Today, the Liberty $1 of 1972 continues to attract collectors, historians, and enthusiasts who appreciate its understated importance. It serves as a reminder that not all valuable coins are ancient or precious metal pieces. Sometimes, value comes from context, condition, and the story behind the coin. For anyone building a U.S. coin collection, the 1972 Liberty $1 stands as a meaningful and accessible piece of American history. In conclusion, the Liberty $1 coin from 1972 is far more than just a $1 denomination. It reflects a turning point in U.S. monetary policy, captures the spirit of an evolving nation, and preserves the timeless ideal of liberty in metal form. Whether you are a beginner collector, a seasoned numismatist, or simply someone fascinated by history, this coin offers a rich narrative that deserves attention. The Liberty $1 associated with the United States of America in the year 1776 represents far more than money. It represents the birth of freedom, the courage of rebellion, and the foundation of a nation built on the idea that liberty belongs to the people. The year 1776 stands as one of the most powerful dates in world history because it marks the moment when 13 American colonies declared independence from British rule. This declaration was not merely political. It was philosophical, emotional, and revolutionary. The idea that a nation could be governed by its people rather than a king changed the course of history forever, and this idea later became deeply embedded in American coinage, especially the $1 coin that proudly carries the word liberty. During the Revolutionary period in 1776, the American colonies did not yet have a unified national currency. Instead, people relied on a mixture of foreign coins such as British pounds, Dutch guilders, and most importantly, Spanish silver dollars. These Spanish dollars were widely trusted, made of high-quality silver, and accepted across international trade routes. Because of their reliability and consistent weight, they became the backbone of commerce in colonial America. When the United States later designed its own dollar, the Spanish silver dollar served as a model, influencing the size, weight, and value of the American $1 coin. The concept of liberty was central to the American Revolution, and early American leaders believed that liberty should be visually represented on the nation's currency. Liberty was not shown as a real person, but as a symbolic female figure inspired by classical art from ancient Greece and Rome. This imagery suggested wisdom, strength, and freedom. By placing liberty on coins, the founders ensured that every transaction, every exchange of money, would remind citizens of the ideals born in 1776. In this way, money became a daily symbol of independence and national identity. Although no official United States $1 coin was minted in 1776, the spirit of that year directly led to the creation of the U.S. Mint in 1792 and the first official silver dollar in 1794. The flowing hair dollar, America's first silver dollar, featured a youthful liberty with flowing hair, symbolizing a young nation full of promise and energy. This design reflected how Americans viewed themselves just years after independence: free, hopeful, and determined to succeed. The coin itself was a statement to the world that the United States was now a sovereign nation capable of producing its own currency. As the nation grew, the design of liberty on $1 coins evolved to reflect changing values and artistic styles. The draped bust dollar presented liberty in a more refined and mature appearance, symbolizing stability and order as the young republic gained confidence. Later, the seated Liberty dollar depicted liberty sitting on a rock, holding a shield and a pole topped with a liberty cap. This image conveyed readiness to defend freedom while remaining grounded in democratic principles. Each of these designs traced its ideological roots back to the revolutionary ideals declared in 1776. One of the most iconic Liberty dollars in American history is the Morgan silver dollar, minted from 1878 to 1904 and again in 1921. Designed by George T. Morgan, this coin featured liberty modeled after a real American woman, making it a powerful symbol of national pride. The Morgan dollar represented the strength of the American economy during a time of westward expansion, industrial growth, and global influence. Though separated by more than a century from 1776, the Morgan dollar carried forward the same message. America is built on liberty, opportunity, and independence. Following the Morgan dollar came the Peace Dollar, first issued in 1921 to commemorate the end of World War I. The peace dollar shows liberty with a serene expression, symbolizing hope and a desire for peace after years of global conflict. On the reverse, an eagle rests calmly with the word peace, reflecting America's role as a nation seeking stability while protecting its freedoms. Once again, liberty remains a central figure, reminding the world that the ideals born in 1776 continue to guide the nation through both war and peace. The connection between liberty, the $1 coin, and 1776 became especially strong during the Bicentennial celebrations in 1976. To honor 200 years of independence, the United States Mint released special coins marked with the dual date 1776 to 1976. These coins sparked renewed interest in American history and inspired a new generation of collectors. Although the designs differed from traditional Liberty portraits, the message remained the same. The legacy of 1776 lives on through American coinage. Today, Liberty $1 coins are highly valued by collectors around the world. Their worth depends on factors such as rarity, condition, mint mark, and historical significance. Some Liberty dollars are affordable entry points for beginner collectors, while rare specimens in excellent condition can sell for tens of thousands or even millions of dollars at auction. Beyond monetary value, collectors are drawn to these coins because they represent tangible pieces of history connected to the birth of a nation. Liberty dollars also serve as powerful educational tools. They help tell the story of how the United States formed its identity, built its economy, and expressed its values through art and symbolism. Museums, historians, and educators use these coins to explain the importance of independence, democracy, and national unity. A single $1 coin can open discussions about revolution, constitutional government, and the enduring meaning of freedom. In the modern era, privately minted Liberty dollars and commemorative pieces referencing 1776 have also gained popularity. While not official legal tender, these items reflect continued admiration for America's founding principles. They're often purchased as keepsakes, gifts, or patriotic symbols, showing that the spirit of 1776 still resonates with people today. In conclusion, the Liberty $1 of the United States of America is inseparably linked to the ideals born in 1776. Even though the first official dollar came years later, its existence is a direct result of the independence declared in that historic year. From early silver dollars to modern commemoratives, liberty has remained the heart of American coinage. The Liberty $1 is not just a coin. It is a story of freedom, sacrifice, and national pride that continues to inspire generations around the world.